Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today is a very exciting day for me, even despite how old I am. Something's going on today that's making me really quite, I don't know, excited to the point that I couldn't really sleep too well last night thinking about what was happening today. And although we're very close to Christmas, it's the 19th of December. It's nothing naturally to do with Christmas. It's to do with motorbikes. Now then, just before I get into telling you what's happening today, I'd just like to talk to you briefly about motorbikes and riding motorbikes here in Thailand. It's a very enjoyable way to get around, and I strongly recommend it to anybody coming here that's got the confidence to do it. But you've got to be aware of three things that will go badly wrong and could kill you if you don't adhere to them. And these three aspects are, firstly, alcohol. If you're going to come here and rent a bike and enjoy your holiday getting around, fantastic. But don't mix riding a motorbike with alcohol, because here, when you're riding a motorbike, you've got to be completely sober and you've got to be aware of what's going on around about you. Please, 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 particularly in the city when you're in Pattaya and Bangkok or the other cities where there's lots of motorbikes around. Things happen here very quickly, and Thai drivers don't really have any rules of the road that they stick to. So you have to be very, very aware of what your surroundings are. The second aspect is your dress. You see a lot of people here in Thailand driving around, no cycle helmets on, etc., and they're driving around enjoying themselves, and accidents happen. And it's absolutely a proven fact that if you get knocked off your motorbike, you've got a very high likelihood that as you hit the tarmac or wherever you are, then one of the aspects it's going to hit is your head. And the skull is very, very easily fractured on an impact. And that is another aspect that kills people riding motorbikes, not wearing their helmets. You'll see Thais driving around and they've got their helmets in their baskets of their bikes or hanging off the handlebar, and they only put them on if they see a policeman. And that is the other aspect, by the way. If you see a policeman and you're not wearing a helmet, they're going to check two things. They're going to check, one, that you've got a license and you're entitled to drive a motorbike. And number two, why aren't you wearing a helmet? And they're going to want money off you for both of those aspects if they're not fulfilled. And as well as being dangerous, it's going to cost you money when you do it. And the third aspect that's very important and will also get you seriously maimed or killed is your speed. As I've said already, it's very, very important to be aware of what's going around you, around you. And things happen, you've got to be able to be traveling at a speed to counteract any of these problems that might crop up. Somebody pulling out of a road unexpectedly. People here overtake you on the inside. Keep your speed at a pace that you can manage. In town, I try to stick to around not more than 30 to 40 kilometers an hour. And I find that a very relaxing speed to travel. Okay, it might take me a minute or two longer to get where I'm going, but hey, I'd rather get there safely than not get there at all. So that's the beginning of the story. Please, if you're going to ride a motorbike in Thailand, be aware of those factors. Very, very crucial. If you haven't got a motorbike license, motorbike taxis are cheap. You can get a motorbike taxi anywhere. And also, if you want to travel around the area like Pattaya, etc., anywhere actually, then we've got a very good taxis, boat taxis, very, very inexpensive. I can get from here 7 kilometers into town for less than $3, less than just over £2 in money, GBP money. So it's very, very cheap to get around, and you don't need to have a motorbike. But as I say, motorbikes can be good fun. So try and have a license. If you've got a motorbike license, bring it with you. It would save you money, and it could save your life as well. Right, my story today, what I'm getting excited about. My wife used to ride around every day, school days. She takes my daughter to school on her motorbike, and she's been riding a Honda PCX 150, and the bike's 10 years old now. And I was thinking, you know, it's time really we should update it. Although I've got to say that the bike that she's using is in perfect condition. It's regularly serviced. The brakes, we keep on top of anything, any defects on it that need sorting, we get them sorted right away. Any lights out. That's another aspect I'll just mention quickly as well. A lot of Thai drivers you see driving around on their motorbikes got no lights on their bike. And when they're driving along the dark roads with no lights there, very easy to have accidents with these whether you're driving a motorbike or a car. Something else to be aware of as well. Anyway, I decided some weeks ago that it was time maybe to change my wife's bike to a more updated model. And the other thing with me, I had a motorbike also, and I sold that 3 months ago. That was a Yamaha NMAX, and I loved that bike with a passion. But for those that have been following my stories about my health conditions, and you know, 3-4 months ago, I thought I was terminally ill and on my way out. But I'm not a well person, but I'm not as ill as I thought I was, and I still want to be able to get out and enjoy myself. So, but I did sell my bike because I didn't think I was going to use it anymore. Well, since I've been looking at changing the wife's bike and getting her a new bike, then I suddenly got an interest. Well, why did I sell my bike? Albeit my bike was 7 years old as well, and then it would come under the, when your bike's 7 years old, it's got to be tested every year when you go to do your government papers, etc., for your bike and insurance, etc. So, and the motorbike insurance, I'm not going to go into in this video. That's a different thing altogether, and it's something that you need to be aware of. That the motorbike insurance here often covers very little or nothing if anything happens to you. Be aware of that. But anyway, we started looking at bikes in the area, and there's a few developments I hadn't been fully aware of until we started looking at the adverts on Facebook Marketplace, etc., on bikes that were second-hand bikes that were coming up for sale, and there was a very interesting trend that I'll tell you about. But I'll go into that shortly, because now I'm off to do something very special, and I'll tell you also about that a little bit later, after I've made some video on it as well. So stay tuned, and I'll update you shortly. So the reason I've been so excited previous to this point of time is that I've decided to buy myself a new motorbike. Well, actually, I decided I was going to buy myself a second-hand motorbike, but as it transpired, the bike I was really interested in, the second-hand one was going to cost me about 10,000 baht, approximately £200, less than a new bike. So I decided, why not go the whole hog and get yourself a brand new bike? And what I opted to get was the new Honda model, the ADV 160, which is developing to be a very, very popular bike. My wife, she chose to get an NMAX, the Yamaha NMAX, similar to a much updated version of the NMAX I had before. She likes the NMAX after driving my previously one, and once she had a couple of test rides on the new ones, yeah, that was the bike she wanted. So she's got an NMAX, which is only 8 months old, and it had 3,000 kilometers on it, so virtually nothing. And I've got a brand new ADV 160 in the brand new release colors, this powder blue color, which I think looks pretty good. So I'm going to start tarting this bike up. Here you've seen it getting delivered at the showroom. You walk in, you've got your money in your pocket, you do the paperwork, you do the registration, you pay the money, and you leave with your bike of your choice, if you've got it, of course. So that's how easy it is to buy a bike here in Pattaya. So I'm going to keep you updated. Hopefully, this bike is going to change a lot of the way I'm going to be doing my future content for my videos, and hopefully make them a lot more interesting to a much bigger community, I hope. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now.